I'm not coming to see you homecoming. I gotta get ready, big ready.
I told y'all Shadour Sanders and Jimmy Horn have something major in common. And I say ready right now. Now, Shedeur was recently on a stream, you know, doing his little thing. It's the bye week, so he's enjoying himself a little more. We hadn't seen those streams in a while.
Here's my issue, T. Here's my issue. Who's the quarterback?
TJ, who's Gonzalez he's talking to, by the way?
Carson Palmer, 6'5", 230, big arm,
boy, big dog.
#1 overall pick, I believe, maybe Heisman winner.
Yeah,
he had the talent physically. Forget the head, forget the heart. He had the talent physically.
I can't make it out there.
My name is.
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment out here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
What is Dylan Gabriel going to be able to do in the next 3 to 4 weeks that's gonna make you go, wow? He's not growing. Arm not getting stronger. He's not getting more athletic, and he sure as heck ain't getting younger. So what can Dylan Gabriel do in the next 3 to 4 weeks to make you go, wow? At least Shedeur sitting there at 6'2", 215, 220. And more than anything, at least Shedeur showing you he has it. He has moxie. He has poise.
This is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
What does big ready really mean? And why did Shadour Sanders say it with that look in his eye? Because he didn't just say he was ready. He said he's big ready. And that one phrase, it's got fans, media insiders, and even NFL players reading between the lines. Shedeur's back on stream for the first time in weeks. No coaches in sight. Just raw, unfiltered energy, and then he casually drops a bombshell. I can't make it to homecoming, I got treatment. Gotta get big ready. Some people think it was just a throwaway line. Others? They think he just signaled a power shift inside the Cleveland Browns locker room. But this isn't just a Shedeur story. It's about why the Browns keep getting QBs wrong, Dylan Gabriel's sudden nosedive, and a fan base desperate for something or someone to finally change the narrative. And if you think this is just hype, wait until you hear the full story. It started innocently a quiet bye week, some downtime, and Shadour Sanders casually hopping on a live stream. No flashy graphics, no big announcement, just Shedeur connecting with fans, answering questions, vibing, and then he drops one line that changed the entire energy of the stream. Can I come to homecoming? Nah, I wish I could. But I got treatment out here. I gotta get ready. Big ready. Before going further, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. It really helps us keep bringing you the content you love. Just like that, clip after clip started hitting social media. Fans ran straight to Reddit and Twitter like detectives with a magnifying glass breaking down the tone, the body language, even analyzing whether Big Ready was code for something deeper. Why would he skip homecoming if he's just injured? Why say that specific phrase? And why now, with all the controversy swirling around Dylan Gabriel? Even more suspicious, this wasn't a one-off stream. Shiloh's been making noise too. The Sanders brothers have been popping up more online, but none of it's been about football until this moment. And once fans heard Big Ready, it was game on. Because something about the way he said it wasn't casual, it felt intentional. Like he knew something he couldn't fully say yet. And if you think this was just a player talking trash on a stream, wait till you hear what happened right after. Because when Shedeur said treatment, people assumed it was a health update, but behind the scenes, it might have been a warning shot. Shedeur didn't say he's resting. He didn't say he's healing. He said he's getting treatment. In the NFL, that one word can mean 10 different things, and fans picked up on that instantly. See, publicly, Shedeur's been managing a back injury. Nothing major, just a few tight muscles, or so the story goes. But you don't skip major events, avoid media interviews, and lock in day after day for a few sore muscles. You do that when you're on the edge of being activated. You do that when you've been told quietly, stay sharp, your number might be called soon. And the timing? Way too precise to be random. Why now, right as Dylan Gabriel starts spiraling publicly? Why now when the spotlight on Kevin Stefanski is burning hotter than ever? Treatment suddenly starts sounding a whole lot less medical. And a whole lot more strategic. NFL teams do this all the time. When a starting quarterback is underperforming, backup QBs don't announce they're going in. They play it low. They rehab, they stay ready, and then the silent handoff happens through the practice reps, the playbook tweaks, the changes in body language you only notice if you're paying attention. That's exactly what's happening here, and the fans who've been following every frame of Shedeur's career, they saw it immediately. But wait. You might ask, what if he's just staying in shape? Sure, that's the surface level read, but when Shedeur emphasizes he's getting big ready, not just functional, not just healthy, but big ready, that's not how someone talks about rest. That's how someone talks when they know the door's cracking open and they're about to kick it off the hinges. And think about this, Shedeur isn't just any backup. This isn't some nameless second stringer collecting reps on the scout team. This is a player who came into the league with pressure, spotlight, hype, and a father who knows exactly how the league works. Coach Prime didn't raise a QB who just lets things happen. He raised one who sees moves being made before they unfold. And that's what Big Ready sounds like, a tactical response, not a physical one. Even the NFL insiders are starting to murmur. Quietly. Unofficially. Off record. But it's circulating. Reports claim he's taken control of closed-door offensive meetings. That his presence on the sideline has shifted. He's not watching, he's studying. He's not quiet, he's calculating. So yeah, maybe that treatment isn't about his back at all. Maybe it's about keeping every excuse off the table before the Browns officially run out of cover for Dylan Gabriel. And if that wasn't enough to stir up speculation, one social media move nearly broke the internet and proved that Shedeur knows exactly what he's doing. For a guy who keeps things pretty cool under pressure, it only took one tap literally to set off an avalanche of rumors. Shadour Sanders liked a comment. That's it. One like, one post, one moment. And the entire fanbase lost its mind. The post in question? A spicy little comment implying that Shedeur should be starting, not Gabriel. It didn't exactly say, start Shedeur now, but it didn't have to. It leaned in that direction just enough, and when people saw the tiny heart next to it with Shadour Sanders underneath, they ran with it. Reddit threads blew up. X caught fire. It was like watching people decode a CIA-level message. Was it real? Was it fake? Did he mean to like it, or was it just a scroll slip? But within hours, it was gone. Not edited, not hidden, straight up unliked. That move right there said everything. If it were fake, it would have never been there. If it were meaningless, he wouldn't have removed it. Instead, what we saw was surgical. Quick. Quiet. Calculated. Because here's the reality, Shedeur knows the media game. He's grown up in it. He's seen how narratives get built from nothing. Any small slip, even a digital one, becomes ammo for people who already don't want to see him win. And let's not pretend the Browns' PR machine isn't watching all of this closely. The instant that like showed up, someone probably picked up a phone. Hey, maybe let's cool it on social for a while. And just like that, the like vanished. But the damage, or maybe the impact, was already done. That tiny move was all it took to show fans two very important things. Shedeur is paying attention. He sees the comments. He hears the noise. He knows what people are saying about Dylan Gabriel, about the Browns' offense, and about his own chances. He knows the power of silence. He didn't comment. He didn't clap back. He didn't post some cryptic Bible verse with dramatic commas. He just unliked it. Quietly, meaningfully, like a chess player picking up a pawn and setting it right back down to see how the board reacts. Because let's be real, Shedeur hasn't been in the headlines much since the season began. He's been laying low, training, getting treatment, and watching. But in 1 second, with one soft move, he reminded everyone that he's still here. And whether or not you think it was a slip or a strategy, one thing is clear, he knows exactly how to stir the pot. Even if he doesn't touch the spoon. And that pot? It's already boiling over because the truth is, this isn't just about Shedeur or Gabriel. It's about the Cleveland Browns' long history of destroying quarterbacks. Before we even talk about Shadour Sanders, or Dylan Gabriel for that matter, there's a much bigger question we need to ask. When has the Cleveland Browns organization ever gotten the quarterback position right? Seriously. Go ahead, take your time, we'll wait. Because if we're being honest, you can't name 5 successful QBs from this franchise in the last 20 years. Hell, you'd be lucky to name 2. Most people default to Bernie Kosar, and that was back when VHS tapes were still cutting-edge technology. Since the Browns returned to the NFL in 1999, they've had so many quarterbacks, it's basically become their brand. Dozens of names, dozens of hopes, one soul-crushing outcome after another. From Tim Couch to Johnny Manziel, from Brandon Whedon to Deshaun Kaiser. Baker Mayfield had a flash of energy that fooled everyone for a moment, and even he got tossed like yesterday's laundry the second it got messy. And now? You've got Dylan Gabriel, a guy the media once hyped as a supercomputer struggling to complete passes beyond 10 yards. Every week is worse than the last. Interceptions, missed reads, bad decisions, and an energy that feels less like a leader and more like a deer in headlights. But the Browns, they're rolling with him. Why? Because dysfunction is part of the culture. This isn't just about waiting on development or trusting the process. This is what happens when a franchise can't identify, develop, or support a quarterback to save its life. You've had elite defensive players, legendary linemen, return game phenoms, but the quarterback spot? A revolving door where talent goes to die. And let's talk about that head coach, Kevin Stefanski. What exactly is he developing at this point? Quarterbacks under his system either regress, disappear, or flatline. None of them ascend. And when Joe Flacco, a 9-year-old who was on his couch mid-season, walks into another franchise and starts torching defenses, it's a pretty clear indictment of what's going on behind the scenes in Cleveland. So now, into that mess, you insert a coach's son. A quarterback with charisma, control, swagger, and media experience. A player who knows how these narratives form, and who's watching as another QB falls apart right in front of him. You think Shedeur doesn't see the writing on the wall? You think this is his first time dealing with coaches playing favorites or pretending to trust the process? Nah. He's not just preparing physically, he's preparing mentally for the moment everyone realizes the Browns made another wrong bet. And at the center of that bet, Dylan Gabriel, the so-called supercomputer who's glitching by the week. And Shedeur? He's more updating software than watching tape. At one point, Dylan Gabriel was being referred to as a supercomputer quarterback. You heard that right, supercomputer. Smart, efficient, calculated to the inch. A precision processor in cleats. But now? It looks like somebody unplugged that machine mid-boot up. Let's talk facts. Gabriel's QBR has been dropping like a rock. His average depth of target is one of the worst in the league, throwing checkdowns on 3rd and long like it's part of the game plan, eyeing open receivers, and then airmailing 5-yard outs like he's allergic to completions. And this isn't about one bad game. It's back-to-back-to-back struggles. You don't need all 22 film to see what's happening out there. Gabriel's confidence is shot, his decisions are late, and at times, he looks straight up lost. But here's the craziest part. The Browns are still rolling with him. You've got one of the most visibly spiraling quarterbacks in the league trotting out week after week, and your top backup Shadour Sanders is stuck on the sideline just watching? That's either coaching malpractice or something much more political. And look, Shedeur is not saying a word. He's not tweeting cryptic Drake lyrics. He's not dropping "let me cook" emojis under fan posts. He's saying 2 words, "big ready." That's the energy of someone who knows the moment is coming. And let's not ignore the elephant in the quarterback room. Gabriel's performance isn't just bad for a rookie. It's sinking the offense. Full drives are wasted. The playbook is shrinking. Defenses don't even respect the deep ball anymore. They're sitting on short stuff with zero fear of getting beat over the top. Meanwhile, Shedeur's greatest strength? Precision passing beyond 10 yards, exactly what Gabriel's not doing. So, it begs the question, how long do you protect a starter just for the optics? Because that's what this feels like now, optics. If Gabriel throws one more interception or takes another Orlovsky special safety in the end zone, how can anyone in the building justify keeping Sanders off the field? Better question, what are they even waiting for? There's no magical transformation coming. As Emmanuel Acho said, what's Gabriel going to become in 3 or 4 weeks? Faster? Stronger? Taller? What, he wakes up with a cannon and elite pocket awareness? Spoiler alert, that's not happening. Whereas Shedeur's already shown he's got moxie, poise, confidence, and more than anything, a full command of his mechanics. He's polished, prepared, and now, based on everything we're seeing, probably QB1 ready. So if things are falling apart in front of us, why are we pretending this isn't a setup for the obvious move? There's a certain type of silence that doesn't mean nothing's happening, it means something's happening, and no one wants to say it out loud yet. That's what's going on in Cleveland right now. On the surface, the Browns are moving forward business as usual. Stefanski says all the right things in press conferences. Keeps the focus on execution, game plan, and next man up. But if you watch how he says it, it's stiff, coached. like someone dodging a landmine with every sentence. And why wouldn't he be careful? Because behind closed doors, there's buzz that Shadour Sanders might already have people inside the building in his corner. Now, officially, nothing's changed. Dylan Gabriel is still QB1, at least on paper, but reports coming out of team insiders hint at a very different vibe internally, whispers about adjustments to the offensive script, quiet shifts in practice reps, and a front office that's no longer just watching, they're questioning. And when you hear a name like Jimmy Haslam floating around, you know it's above Stefanski's pay grade now. Haslam has never been known for patience. This is a guy who wants wins, ticket sales, and headlines, and right now, he's getting none of the above. The Browns' offense is flatlining, the crowd is restless, and the only real buzz surrounding the team? Shadour Sanders. Fans are buying his jerseys and watching every snap from the sideline like it's a countdown clock. You don't get that kind of energy from a clipboard holder unless people believe the change is coming. And let's be real, if you think Deion Sanders doesn't have his fingerprints on the strategy here, think again. Coach Prime didn't send his son to Cleveland to be a silent second stringer. He sent him to take over, quietly, smartly, on his terms, but take over nonetheless. So while Stefanski might still have his guy, at least for now, he's coaching under pressure, not just from media, from up top. That pressure forces bad decisions, late reactions, and stubborn loyalty to players who haven't earned it. Which might explain why Dylan Gabriel is still getting trotted out there, even as the numbers nosedive. Because admitting now that Shedeur is the better option doesn't just mean they made the wrong call, it means they wasted weeks pretending everything was fine. But here's the thing about pressure. It either crushes you or it forces you to change. And right now, it feels like the Browns are being forced into a tough decision at quarterback, the kind you don't announce ahead of time, you just make when the team bus pulls up to the stadium. But let's not ignore the other factor in all of this, the one no one likes to talk about, because deep down, some people don't want to see Shedeur win. Let's have a very honest conversation here. At this point, with how poor Dylan Gabriel's playing, it should be a no-brainer to give Shadour Sanders a shot, right? So why hasn't it happened yet? Part of it is coaching stubbornness. Part of it is front office politics. But if we're being completely honest, part of it is deeper than that. Because Shedeur doesn't just play the game, he changes how it's played. And for some people, that alone is enough to hate him. Let's break it down. He's got the swagger, the charisma, the social media presence, the watch flexes, and pre-game fits. He's the one dropping perfectly placed deep balls and filming YouTube highlights while doing it, and he's not apologizing for any of it. He's confident, controlled, and unapologetically himself. And that makes people uncomfortable. Because the NFL likes its quarterbacks tame, polished, corporate, the buttoned-up CEO types. Coaches want them quiet in interviews, deferential in the locker room, and robotic in film sessions. Basically, chess pieces who throw balls. And Shedeur? He's not a chess piece. He's the king and the player. He carries himself like someone who knows he's built for something bigger. And yeah, some media heads hate that. Some fans hate that. The second he doesn't act like an underdog, the narrative flips. Oh, he's arrogant. He's not serious enough. He needs to be humbled. But why? Where's that same energy when other QBs with worse stats and less leadership act the same or worse? Let's call it what it is. There's a double standard. Because when Shadour speaks, people listen. When he flexes, people watch. And when he says he's big ready, the buzz doesn't die down, it spreads like wildfire. A lot of people don't want that kind of energy leading a franchise, not because he can't win, but because if he does, he breaks the mold. And the truth is, some folks feel more comfortable watching Shedeur chase the spotlight, but not stand in it. But here's the thing, he's already standing there, right at the edge. Doesn't matter if the coaches are dragging their feet, or if the fans are divided. The moment the Browns stop pretending Dylan Gabriel is the answer, the lights will hit, the cameras will roll, and whether you love him or hate him, you won't be able to look away. So now, the Browns are staring at the same question we're all asking. Do you stay comfortable or take a chance on the guy who's not just ready, he's big ready? At this point, the Cleveland Browns are staring down a simple decision. Stick with the predictable collapse, or take a chance on the guy who's been preparing for this moment his entire life. They can claim they're building for the future. They can keep pretending Dylan Gabriel is just in a slump. They can shuffle blame onto the O-line, the receivers, the weather, the script. But eventually, every excuse runs dry. Because numbers don't lie. Film doesn't lie, and neither does body language. And right now, everything about this team, everything screams that change is bubbling just beneath the surface. Shadour Sanders didn't publicly lobby for the job. He didn't stir chaos in the locker room. He didn't post cryptic tweets or call out coaches on camera. He just waited and worked. He kept his circle tight. He stayed in treatment. He watched a struggling starter implode week after week, and in the middle of that storm, he mutters just 2 words. Big ready. That's not a warning, that's a countdown. And the craziest part? Every single person watching this, whether they love Shedeur or can't stand him, knows the exact moment we're heading toward. The interception that finally breaks fan morale, the press conference where Stefanski's hands start shaking, the front office call that says, "It's time." You can feel it. It's not a matter of if Shedeur steps on that field, it's a matter of when. And when that moment comes, probably in the middle of a bad loss, maybe during a stretch of booing fans, or right after another 3 and out, he won't walk onto the field nervous or tentative. He'll walk in like someone who knew this was coming all along, because he's not just ready, he's been big ready. And maybe that's what scares people most. That despite all the doubt, all the noise, all the legacy pressure, Shadour Sanders might actually show everyone what happens when you don't shrink. You shine. So now the ball is in the Browns' court, and the question isn't, is Shedeur good enough? Anymore, it's, why are they still pretending he's not? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Shedeur about to take over? Or are the Browns going to waste another QB in a system built to fail? Smash that like button if you've ever questioned the way this franchise runs their offense. Dislike if you think Dylan Gabriel deserves a few more weeks. And don't forget to subscribe, because one way or another, when that switch happens, you'll want to be here to see it first.